Welcome to episode 14 of Monday Night Live Chat. We've made it over halfway through the year. We are striving with this show. It's doing amazing. We're beating all of the statistics on YouTube. Number one show ever. And this greatest intro ever done here. And today we're talking about how picky are your customers?
Your intro skills, even though getting slightly better, is still pretty poor.
It's the best. It's what I strive for. Intros and outros are nothing that I care about with YouTube.
Something just happened to our feed.
It did?
Yeah, it said that I just removed my cameras.
I see you're still on here.
Okay.
We're good to go.
I don't know what's going on.
You guys, so hey, we got Philip Alexander in the house, but he cannot hear anything. But that was before we went live. So Philip, hopefully you can hear us now. Philip, you've been blocked from my channel quite a few times for spamming my channel with videos, but you seem to be back. How is this so? Is this a new YouTube channel you started? Philip used to the first time I ever met Philip was at the huge convention in 2018 or 2017. And yeah, I remember when I went up to him being like, "You're the guy that always spams on my videos with your website."
He's such a nice guy, though. I want to just give him a hug every time I see him.
Yes, he is.
But yeah.
Philip, are you going to the huge convention? Will we see huge? Will we see you?
What up to AJ Boudick from Charlotte?
Oh man, your homeland.
What up, Mooresville in the house? I don't know if that's a thing. What are the kids doing? I don't know.
No, it's not. It's never been a thing.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Johnny Ringo, Pose and Blades alternate. We don't even talk about Pose and Blades on this channel, but that's cool. First water-fed pulse system TDS around here is 50 to 75 ppm. Tell us more, Alvi for life. I don't know what this means. I am very tired from the sun today, so you can take most of the show, Jersey.
Well, everybody, it's Steve will just be sleeping in the background.
Yep.
No, but there's a ton of people in here. What's up to Squeegee Puller? Che McRae's in here. Damien, just Jacob, of course, Philip Alexander. There's a ton of people in here. So if you're here, say what's up and tell us how hot it is and what you like better, Gold Bond or just baby powder.
Neither. It was, how hot has it been out there? It doesn't get too hot in North Carolina, right?
Yeah, North Carolina. Yeah, it's been in the 90s. It's been toasty, but I'm used to it, so.
We had a few days over 100, and I worked during those days, and yeah, not working 5 days a week and working 2 days a week is a lot worse when it's super hot.
You're never acclimated.
No.
Dude, is that 100 without the wind, the heat index, or is that 100 with the heat index?
I am not a weatherman, Josh, so what are you saying? What do you mean? It seemed like...
Is it actual temperature 100 degrees, or is it
was for sure over 100 degrees.
Oh, okay. Because a lot of times they're it's 93, but with the heat index, it's 110.
It was like when you just went outside, there was no wind. You just heard that summer sounds, but just hotter than hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you can hear it be hot. Yeah.
AJ Bodick has a question for you, Jersey. What company are you with? Who are you?
I am with a company called Window Cleaning Resource, the greatest resource for window cleaners.
Yes.
That flowed off the tongue pretty well. I'm also with American Window Cleaner Magazine.
Yeah. Is there anything else?
Yes, but I don't have time for all of it. So.
What up, everyone? Squeegee Life, are you feeling better? That's what we would like to know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad he didn't die. He's such a good dude.
Yeah, we don't want him to die. That'd be shit. But yeah, if Alvi for life, you were talking more about your ppm in your area. So yeah, 50 to 75 DI only, just like Damien told you. Yeah, you can be all good for that.
Yeah, the whole reason that one is better than the other is because of the cost. If you spend $1,500 versus $500, but yet you don't spend $1,000 more in resin over 5 years, then it just makes sense to go with the DI. Cost is just less. But if you're
Yep.
spending a ton of resin, I know a guy who spends almost $1,000 in resin a month.
Wow.
He knows, I'm not saying names because he already knows, but he already knows that he's like shouldn't be running. He runs like 6 trucks all with DIs.
Is that just he just likes it, or what's the deal with that?
That's just how he started. And he's like, I gotta get systems. But now what he has to do is go out and buy like 6 new RODI systems. And he wants higher flow, so he wants his max and thing, which is cool. Like I'm there when he's ready, but he's already kind of in it, you know?
Right.
But up until like a year ago, he just thought that's how it was.
Oh,
like,
wow.
he didn't know like the RODI was like that much more efficient. So he just kind of was like,
could you say the state?
I want to say Utah. Correct me if I'm wrong privately. You know who you are. But I want to say Utah, that valley of like garbage water.
Oh, man. Yeah, Utah can be pretty high. That's for sure.
I have another guy in New Jersey, actually, who buys resin like crazy. And he runs the hydropower. And I'm like, dude, you got to switch over. He's like, yeah, I got the systems. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, well, my kids are going to college thanks to you. So thanks for that.
Thank you very much. You know, the one big thing about like running DI only though, and like anybody knows, is the pressure is usually always pretty good. That's one thing that's nice about it, in that when you're running it, you don't have to deal with like a lot of pressure issues like you do sometimes with RODI. I mean, I would think that every system has pressure issues no matter which system you get. And it's probably the number one thing you and I deal with is just, that's the number one call is pressure issues. And it can be like the morning you're at one job, pressure stinks. You get to your afternoon job, the pressure's amazing. Oh my God, your system's the greatest system it ever could have been all of a sudden again. So
right now there's 28,000 people in this channel. So that's who I'm speaking to. But of all you people who call or ask, and we get it all the time, but somebody will call and be like, hey, I just got to a job and the pressure's just junk here. Like, what's going on? I'm like, was it good? Yeah, I just used it this morning. It was perfect. Well, it's pressure from the job. No, pressure's good. But it's not, because you just told me that it's not. Like, it is pretty hard to like troubleshoot when somebody already has all the answers.
I've only had one person where we went through everything. And I was like, no, I'm like 99.9% sure that's exactly what it is. And then boom, we did one more test that made what I said false. And I was like, shoot, okay. Like, and then it just went to, all right, your filters are bad. Let's get those replaced, blah, blah, blah. But it was like, dang it. Like,
you know what I had one time, which was one of those kind of things, is I had this pressure issue, and it was exactly that. It was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. They got to a job and it was garbage pressure, but it was great in the morning. And I said, it was pressure from the tap. They said, no, I've done this house. We do this house every single 4 weeks. I know that the pressure here is good. I'm like, well, that's so weird. Like, change this, blah, 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 blah. I said, dude, like, I don't know, man. Try it on another, like your known source again, like your house or something. When you get back, just try it on a secondary source. And he texted me back later that night, and he was like, yeah, they blew a water main in the city, and they had like half of it shut down. And he just found out about it on the news when he was leaving at the end of the day. I was like, okay, because I thought I was going nuts. But
well, have you ever woken up in the morning? Are you like on like a city water, or are you well water, right?
Yeah.
So I'm on a city water, and we'll have mornings where all of a sudden the pressure is just junk. Or because there's construction area, all of a sudden they're doing something where half of your water pressure is just gone. Yeah. So a system would act totally different in that area than it would act. I mean, in your same area, than it would act, a day later. So that's something too that's like that can definitely happen with it.
Well, and you can't see pressure. How many times do people go, "No, I'm looking at it. There's tons of you can't see pressure. You can see flow. You can't see pressure. Like pressure is the part that's in the lines pushing your finger off the thing. Like. But anyway.
Alvy for life, the Tucker DI cart. How high you think I could clean with a tank like that? The Tucker DI cart. Oh, so that's a 30-inch, I think. I mean, it just depends on your pressure. But I mean, definitely.
Before you go though, he said, "Do you have any better ideas than the little Tucker cart?" Did he mean the Tucker DI cart though?
So many better ideas.
Yes, there's a lot of.
Just so you know, we're both sales reps from Window Clean Resource, so there may be some better ideas. But there's like the Xero double DI cart. Really, anything DI is going to be really good pressure. So for most of the time. So I mean, in your area, any DI system is going to work. And I think comfortably you can do to 3 stories with a DI system with average pressure and be fine with one pole. So I mean, that pretty much covers you. And then you pretty much get covered there.
Yeah, if you're watching, by the way, because Hassan just started this, but just tell us what state you're in. You could do city and state, but everybody check into what state they're, because every time we do these, there's like tons of people in the live chat. And they don't know where everybody else is. And it's good to know. But I'm in North Carolina, Hassan, and SteveO is in Colorado.
Colorado.
Sorry, is it Colorado?
It's Colorado.
Colorado. See, that just sounds like I'm from Wisconsin, and I'm
see that, but that's what people say who grew up here, and I can't stop saying it. Like
Colorado.
Yeah.
Bro. Right here in the mountains, man, in Colorado.
That's the coolest place ever.
Look at all the people checking in, dude. This is awesome. Texas, more Colorado, another Colorado, Florida, Tennessee, New Jersey, no underwear.
Zen's got no underwear. Living life free. It's hot out. That's fine.
It's cool. It makes sense.
Yep. Junior, I always pronounce, I'm going to mispronounce, Caseta. Yo, at SteveO, do you do water fed on, I'm going to guess you say hot days. Does it dry clear or does the sun bake it? Dries clear. If anything, hot days, it just dries super quick. So, I mean, you can hit your frames, have quick dry time, hit your glass, and be done super, super quick. Yeah, I mean, any type of weather is fine for water fed, of course, not freezing, but hot weather is the best. And you don't need to worry about, for me, I've never had an instance where cleaning a window straight in the sun has ever been a problem on a hot day either. I've never had issues with that.
It's better. Like, really, you have to understand there's nothing in the water. If your TDS is 0, then cooking it off faster just makes it better. If it's, say you have a really cloudy day, you can actually have that water sitting on the glass and pulling minerals out of the air. And then if it's slow to dry, you can actually get a little bit of spotting from that. So it's actually better to be faster, kind of get cooked off. Long Island. Sal's from Long Island. I didn't know how to say Long Island until I live where all the Long Islanders go.
There's a special way to say Long Island?
It's not Long Island. It's Long Island.
Long Island.
Long Island.
Long Island. Okay.
Long Island.
All righty. That's enough of that. Andy, hey. Andy, hey. How do you clean screen doors? Any tips? You know what? I see a lot of guys take them off, and I really do not like taking off screen doors myself. So when I'm doing the inside, I will open up the slider door, wipe down with the microfiber on the frame, and then do my, like, mildly wet my sleeve, hit it with that, wipe it down with microfiber, do the same thing outside. If it's really, really dirty, then yes, it would probably be better to like use a putty knife, get the wheels off the tracks and take it off. But most of the time that can do like a really good job. That's what I do. Just because I've had so many where you take them off and it's like, it's a pain. It's a pain in the butt. So I would, or at least if someone wants it, maybe charge like $25 for that. That, I know it seems high, but it can just, it can be a time suck every once in a while.
Super. I just like dunk my mop really, really like obnoxiously wet and just hit it and then just dry buff it, like instead of pulling the whole thing off. Because then those wheels, you find out that the wheel was broken or the thing doesn't move. But if you're doing like conditioning screens, like if I'm replacing them, I'll always take them off, oil them, do all that fun jazz, but not for cleaning.
Hey, who here has ever used Screen Magic, the spray? And do you like it? I have a guy who is like over the moon. That is their system for cleaning screens. And he said there's nothing better than that spray.
Really?
Yep.
So it's a conditioner, but I don't use it to clean because it's like oil. Like it works well, but like more for like on a clean screen than trying to, because if you use it to clean a screen, then you're just using the oil and then your rag gets all the dirt from it. And then what are you going to use on your windows?
Okay, so Josh does not like that idea. So, who's ever doing it, it's working for your business. Keep on going. It's good.
By the way, here's a real question by EA. Curious why XR is more advertised than Xero Pure. Xero Pure still better? Xero Pure was never better than the XPR. It was actually just the first iteration of the Xero Pure. The new iteration was the Xero Pure Revolution, which is way less money, all in-house, so we control everything. Still best warranty of any system. Still just absolutely awesome and a heck of a lot less. So between you, I, and SteveO, we are actually going to be we're going to be discontinuing the Xero Pure, and Xero Pure X2 probably close to like the first of the year, just because there's no real need to have both when we have that one. So
right. Yep. That's it.
We still have people. The Xero Pure name, just like Xero Pure, is so embedded in people that they were still like, you can explain it to them and they still will go with Xero Pure over like the Xero Pure Revolution.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I'll just do the Xero Pure Revolution or the Xero Pure.
I think if somebody got that system a long time ago and that's been like their loyal system, that's just what they're going to get. And that's it.
Yeah. Makes sense. It's a great system. That's the best selling. That's our best selling system for like 9 years. Like we sell more of the Xero Pure and now the Xero Pure Revolution than we do every other system combined.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane how many of those go out the door. Question by AG Bodic 09. SteveO, any advice on starting a YouTube channel for window cleaning? I have found a niche, but can't seem to be caught up to feel good enough to devote time to the channel. I would tell you that, and this is what I even say to a lot of people, even at conventions, who come up to me and ask me, should I start a YouTube channel? Start a YouTube channel if it's something that you want to do. Do not create a YouTube channel because you're trying to get something out of creating a YouTube channel. Eventually, that will happen if it snowballs and builds into a big of a thing, like Luke's did, like Squeegee Life has. There's many channels out there. Joshua the Window Cleaner have all kind of grown a thing to make it their own, but it's all their own. And that's the biggest important thing about it, is just make it your own. Don't try to copy anybody, and just do it when you have time. You don't need to have a schedule. Now, the algorithm likes a schedule. I have never been one to have a schedule on YouTube because it is my channel. I get to do what I want with my channel. This is the one thing that I've ever had on a schedule, but as you see, it's every 2 weeks because I do not want something every single week. I just could not imagine it. That's just my personal thing. Yeah. So make it your own, do what you want out of it. And that's it with the YouTube channel. And honestly, I don't know, YouTube has become such a educational platform as far as like stuff like this is really good, or how-tos. The entertainment stuff though, like we always talk about on here, is moving to like TikTok and stuff like that. So if you're looking just to kind of like have some fun videos and do stuff like that, maybe try TikTok. It is way easier on TikTok to get into the algorithm than YouTube. YouTube now, there's so many people so ingrained in so many small niches that it is hard to get above them in that niche without creating something completely new. So there's my rant about YouTube.
There's a problem with YouTube also from some of the creators, not SteveO, but everybody other than SteveO. But is that people get into YouTube because they think that this is a big thing and you can somehow be rich off YouTube. If you get into YouTube, you get into TikTok, you get into any of this stuff, we all love this industry. That's why we're here. We're all nerds. But do it for you. Don't do it for like everybody else. Like if you're trying to get social vindication, you're going to bomb so hard because you're going to hate it. You're going to be like, dude, I'm putting in like 4 hours a week, 10 hours a week and videos, and nothing's coming of it. Well, of course, because you're doing it for you. But if like you like woodworking or paintball or whatever, you're never going to be a professional paintballer, maybe. But you do it because you like it. It's a passion. It doesn't matter how much time you spend on it because you like doing it. That's where this all is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and I'll jump into this question from Craig, which can kind of go with some of this as far as like filming and stuff. Craig asked, what camera would you recommend for short video for fanning a window? GoPro? Honestly, the phones are so good these days. And for some reason, it is switching back from widescreen to just your phone just being up. Like that's now the most popular screen that people are doing, that just film it on your phone. You get like a new iPhone that's in the last couple of years, the cameras are so good. That's a really good thing. And then you also have that device for every single else thing you're doing in your life. GoPros are really great for action shots. If you want to do a lot of action shots, those are really good. So like I usually get one like every couple of years because they'll do some really good updates. So depends on like what you're going to use it for. If you think you're going to use the GoPro a lot, make that investment. But if you're going to just do it here and there, man, your phone camera just does so much these days that it is more than good enough.
And you have it with you all the time.
Yeah.
Which that's what other people want to like set up a shot and like go and do a thing. And it's like, no, just do something like, this is cool. Quick, pull it out and then do something with it later.
Yeah. Like if you were to use nowadays, like you don't even, for window cleaning, I don't think you have to have professional commercials, even though I think it's really cool for people to do that. And it's kind of a fun thing for them to show off their business, what they've created. But you can create a lot of content by short clips on your phone just for your business. Because people like to see that. People like to see you fanning or just cleaning the window, different stuff like that. So
it's a different fanning than when people see SteveO in public. That's different. Like, it's SteveO.
I had somebody.
I wanted to point out there for Adam Hamilton. If you don't know who I am, because we're on SteveO's channel, obviously, I also have a podcast. Not as good as anything SteveO does, but it's got to be third under him and then Squeegee Life. But I love talking about burnout. Burnout is the number one thing that can jack you up. I had burnout for literally 2 years. I woke up one day after 2 years of sitting and just watching YouTube videos when all my crews went out that I was like, what is going on? Like, how did that happen? Like, you could totally burn out. I know people who have let themselves get too caught up to answering every call, to talking to every single person, and then it's so ingrained that they can't escape from it, and that's where burnout happens. When you don't have an escape, it could be any escape. It could be playing video games or it could be reading a book. But if you don't have an escape, you will burn out. 100% will burn out.
Yeah. I have bad qualities of wanting to work too much or answer every call. And I definitely have moments in time where I just I'm for 3 days, I just have to go totally quiet just because it's too much. And that's even why on my channel, I don't do a schedule of shows, is because if I feel like I don't want to do it, then I don't want to do it for the amount of time that I've done it. So that's something else I'll do with this. But in other parts of my life, even though it just comes about and you kind of, it grabs you before you know it. And all of a sudden you're 4 months in and you're like, wow, I didn't get a break. COVID really didn't help me in that all of a sudden for a good year and a half, it was just straight work. There was no chance of really going on vacations. There wasn't a chance to do a lot. And that was a time where all of a sudden, where I finally got to go on a trip this past April, where I was like, oh my gosh, that feeling again and be able to get away. It's a good feeling to have. It's not a bad thing that you're going to lose track of everything you've done because you've taken a week off,
Yeah. You know what it is? It's if you're trapped in anything, like if your brain, and some people have that where they just aren't trapped in anything. They could be panicked. That's cool. But if you feel trapped, and even subliminally, right? Like say you're in a marriage where you're always getting yelled at and nothing's ever happy, but you're trapped because you come home from work and you're there, you start getting burned out in your marriage. If you have that same thing with business because you're always taking customer calls and you're never being able to do anything, and every time the phone rings, you cringe because you're just like, I just want to relax right now and I can't, you're trapped. Like you could be trapped in absolutely anything. And then all of a sudden burnout happens. So people get burnt out of hobbies. Professional athletes get burnt out. Movie actors get burnt out. Gymnasts. What was that one chick's name? She's just like, it was her entire life. And she's like, you know what? I am trapped. I need to stop for just a second. That's
right in the middle of the Olympics too. I mean, imagine that. Like you realize they're like, no, my mind is so mentally done. There's no way. It's crazy.
Because you can get so burnt out, you'll never go back to that one. It's like, everyone that's watching right now has a food that they ate too much of or they got sick on or something. They burn themselves out and never will eat that food anymore. They'll never smell that smell anymore. They'll never drink that drink or that alcohol. They got burned out on it.
Yeah. Craig mentioned something good here just to kind of stay on burnout because it is a really good topic. You are close to burnout when you are always to give out insane estimates and people agree to your price. And what Craig's basically saying is just, someone says, hey, I have a house of 50 windows. All right, $1,000. And they take it and you're like, shoot. Like I didn't want to even do it, but now I'm going to do it for $1,000.
Myself out of it. Now I just have to still do it.
Yeah.
Well, there's a point. We all got into this for the freedom, right? Every one of us got into business. Oh man, I could do this whenever I want. And then what happens is you're like, oh, like I can make some more money if I did this more, or if I took out more customers. Then all of a sudden you do it for the money. You don't even know when the switch happens, but then you do it for the money. And then the money is not pleasurable anymore because you're like, dude, I just want to not work right now. So then you start bidding these jobs super high to not get them. They still say yes. And you're like, I don't care. I'm making $1,000 an hour. I just don't want to clean right now.
Right. Yeah. I actually today got so tired. I didn't do my last 2 jobs and I just put them off till tomorrow. It was just so hot. I was like, I'm going to go get some pizza right now. And then I'm going to be done for the day. And that's it.
By the way, anybody that's hashtag one clip, you heard that he's eating pizza. It's gonna be great.
Son of a gun. But Julian, is this the same gentleman as earlier? Julian, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, but how do you get over the burnout from dealing with customers? For me, it's mentally taxing and makes window cleaning less enjoyable. You know, I don't know. With like customers, I've never had too much burnout from customers. I guess you could say that in the realm of that getting too many calls and not knowing when to stop taking in work. But is that more of kind of what's going on? Is just too many calls, too much work? Because I find most customers are pretty easygoing. I don't know.
Yeah.
What are you typing?
Yes. So like you're kind of saying, you can get where something's not enjoyable anymore. It ruins everything. It just, you get to that point where now all of a sudden your brain's like, dude, I don't even want to, like, I don't want to think about, I don't want, and then if you get too hard into burnout, I know people like that, they get out of window cleaning. All of a sudden these people are like, window cleaning's everything, man. Look at this tattoo. I got this tattoo. It's so great. And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, I sell vacuums now. Because they're just like, I can't even think about it anymore.
All these people putting one clip. This is ridiculous. All right, Jaron Morrison, you're blocked. Craig, you're blocked. No, this is horrible. And look at this guy. Probably has fake accounts in here. Jersey does.
So many smart people.
So many unsmart people. Oh my gosh. At least Jacob's smart. One guy, 2 clips. But yeah, I don't know, man. With Squeegee Puller made a good point in that, in saying, get better customers. What is wrong with you? Oh yeah, that's me. No worries. I should just eliminate your access.
You should.
What was I gonna say though? Getting better customers though. Don't be afraid to fire bad customers. So if you are finding, so say I go to a home and by the end of the job, I'm like, I never want to work for this customer again. It is perfectly fine to put a note down and say, we're not ever scheduling this customer again. You don't have to do that to yourself. It's your business. So that's kind of the best you can do. You're going to have jobs with customers where it's just going to suck and you need to grind through it, just so that, in my mind, with those kind of customers, those are the type of customers that we usually write a bad review. So I will go over and above for them, but I've had many where I say that's the first and last time. Or you've had them for a bit and all of a sudden there's a completely different person to you. And I've fired people that way too.
There's here, and I would love to kind of switch that topics a little bit from burnout to, if you've ever fired a customer, briefly, you don't have to write a book, but briefly tell us your story in the comments, first off. But second off, there's so many things that we do, right? If you work at a 9-to-5 job, you have one boss. We have 1,000 bosses, right? We have 1,000 people we have to make happy. We have to make 1,000 people like us. Right? So when you have one person that takes up 20% of your day, you have to get rid of that person. You do not have the mental energy to take care of all 999 other customers and the one who takes up more of your day, and you're never going to please them anyway. And that's where firing a customer comes in. It's so valuable to not just throw around and get rid of stuff. I never want to make light of like work and all that stuff, but if you're not making your customer base stronger, you're just going to keep beating yourself up. You're running in the mud at that point.
Dylan asked real quickly, this is kind of a side note, but Dylan asked about, he bought a water fed and he was asking about the on-off valve. The reason why I bring this up is because a lot of people ask about an on-off valve from going from your garden hose thread of your system or your rubber hose coming from your system, and they want something better. A lot of these are plastic. A lot of them are going to break. I know it stinks. I did put a link on here to a brass valve that Xero now has where you can plug your 5/16 in. There's that. We have the Premium Connect, and we have the Unger Hydropower on-off valve. But there's a few different connections you can do for that. But that brass valve is a good new one. But yeah, just want to put that in there.
Jared just put something in there that was absolutely awesome, spot on. He said, just like the client is looking for a good window cleaner, we're looking for a good client.
Yep. Yes.
I've had people like that where, you know, you could talk to one person. It's like, this person has a little $200 job. I do it every couple months, you know. it's a decent client. Maybe I make $1,000 from them the entire year, but they call me every month and talk about something else. And then they do something else and they do something else. And it's like, why am I still cleaning your windows if you're taking up, like, when I clean your windows, I'm making $3 an hour because I spend so much of my time talking to you about your gutters or talking to you about glazing or showing you how to rescreen because you don't want to pay me to do it. Like, there's so many things that when you have a customer like that, it's going to wear on your mental. You know, like I have had customers who in the window cleaning business would call me way more and be like, oh, by the way, I sent you somebody. Oh, cool. Thank you. And then they want to talk a bunch about their friends' windows, you know, and it's like, cool. Like, I love the connections, but sometimes those customers are taking a lot more out of you, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Jason Julian. Let's see here. Oh, wait. Oh, you were answering to somebody else about that's a sign that you're too cheap. Not always, but generally the cheaper clients are more nitpicky. That is a very good point, that usually the cheaper clients you asking for the deals want the 10% off before you ever met them. They're always going to be the pickier customers who are going to expect you to use a Q-tip on their tracks. So be careful with that one.
It's that middle cookie cutter band that is the greatest. You want to know where you're going to make all your money in window cleaning? Always. Will be like 2,000 square feet to like 3,000 square feet. Because over that, they go, do you know who I am? And under that, they're like, oh, man, I need you to come back and redo this because I feel like I need to make more for my money.
I feel like that's the biggest thing you learn in window cleaning. No matter if you're the business type of person or you love to go out there and clean the windows, you figure out like the big jobs are not worth, like the huge jobs. They're so taxing. They're not worth it. You know, by the time you get done, you're like, I never want to see that building or that home again. Where those like $200 to $300 jobs, you can do them all day. You can fit one in real quickly. It's just,
and they're happy because they're like, oh man, I'm doing so good. I just got my windows clean. Like, man, I'm balling. Here's a tip because this is so awesome. Like, they're just happy. You get into the ones that are just a bit too big, and you're like, dude, I'm like sweating because I'm walking on Italian marble floors that cost more than everything I own. You know?
Yeah. McRae's window cleaning made this is a bunch of like good inspirational things tonight, and it's very good for a lot of people to see because a lot of people are interacting with it. McRae said we need to learn how to set boundaries in our life and business. 1, don't try to please everyone, or 2, don't try to do it all. And that's a thing we probably could like all apply to a lot of things. I know I could apply that, but that's a very good thing to live by as far as putting way too much on your plate. That's for sure.
By the way, if you think this show that SteveO does is awesome in any way, you guys should thumbs up. Make sure to follow his YouTube channel and share the video somewhere else so we can get even more views. It's hard. It's hard being SteveO famous, you know? Like, where do you go when you're already at the top, you know? The crappiest thing about the SteveO beef. By the way, Elijah, it's too late. We already know 2 clips is not a thing. But in my stupid TikTok, the highest rated video I have is me watching SteveO clean windows.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm out of stuff. Like, I have lost my TikTok love. Like, I'm so out of like things to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. It like stopped one day.
I just do the same thing every time. It's great.
Yeah.
Just this arm out and squeegee a window, and I film it like this. Now that guy's great. The big bear guy.
Yeah.
Man,
he's gonna have the spittiest phone.
Yeah.
Dude, what do you do when you're taking a dump though? Like, you put it in your mouth? Like, do you think about that? Think about that. Where are your hands? No one sets their phone down, goes wash their hands, and then picks their phone back up.
It's true.
Just saying.
Let's see here. What else is going on? Andy, is it weird if a customer to ask for your W-9 or social for a residential home? I don't mind license and insurance. Now, your social, that doesn't make much sense. Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense to do that. Or a W-9, right?
What that person is trying to do is they're trying to make you realize you work for them. That's one of the customers already who's making your life hell right away. Like, if they're like, hey, can I have your insurance? Sweet. Yeah, heck yeah. Know that, be confident in what you are. But when you start like, I need a W-2 and all this, no, you don't. You don't need that. If you're filing it from a business, then maybe they would use that information. But yeah.
Like you could give them your COI. Like that's nothing that would be like that's the most I would do.
Yeah,
that's
all they need to know at that point. By the way, to Just Jacob, yes, A, I miss your TikToks, and B, yes, me and Stevie are going to be at the huge convention.
Yes, who is all going to the huge? I feel like more people are going to the huge this year than in a long time.
Yeah, and I had somebody yell at me that they were like, "Oh, you just want," because I was telling like, say hi, scream it if you're not there, just yell out like, "What's up?" And somebody's like, "Oh yeah, that's because you want to be like." You're being popular or something. I'm like, no, it's because every single year we've ever been to the huge convention, I hear so many more people who are like, oh, I saw you, but you were busy. Yeah, that's why I go to the show. I'm always busy. Say what's up. You're not interrupting. You're just saying, hey.
But this place is so big though, right? Like it's very, it's just huge.
It's so cool though.
Jacob said he was going to choke me out at some point in this convention as far as coming behind me and rear naked choke me. So we should have that fun. And Jay Camaro is going to be there. I'm very excited to meet Jay Camaro.
Dude, you want to know something? I like Jay. You know I like Jay. Everybody's got their qualms with him, but I really like him. But when you meet somebody like that in person, they're the most quiet, polite person because they're not in front of like, anything. They're like, hey, how are you? Like I met him and he's like, hey, man. I'm like, hey, who? Like, he's like, Jay Camaro. I'm like, oh, what's up? Like I was waiting for him to like punch me in the stomach or like flick my nuts and be like, yeah.
I'm actually just to be honest with you, is that's been the one person in the last 2 years who really has put out there that he doesn't like me. So if I'm going to see him at the convention, and this is an honest, true thing to you, Jay, you must act like the way you've acted. Or else I'm gonna be so sad,
so disappointed.
I feel like that I'm gonna be so disappointed because of all of the stuff he said to me, like over the past 2 years. It's been crazy.
The OG troll in the window cleaning world's name is Larry Lasko. Larry Lasko, the OG. If anybody else says that anybody's older school troll than him, you're completely wrong. It's Larry. I met Larry for the first time. I love Larry and his wife. Like, they're so awesome. Like, I hang out with them every time I can see them. But the first time he met me, and this was like when I first got into window cleaning, I told him to like, shut his mouth and let people talk instead of always something, He came to me. He's like, hey. And somebody's like, oh, this is Josh, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, you told me to shut my mouth 2 years ago. And I was like, how do you remember that? But yes. It's amazingly sad when you meet a troll because they're so quiet and nice.
Well, the thing is, there's not many these days, really, and all of them are there is, but a lot of them are pretty cool. So, yeah.
And the other thing is too, a lot of people they just want to be like acknowledged. You acknowledge in real person, in real life. They're like, hey, man, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing, man. Just messing around.
No, I can't wait to buy him a drink and chill. Hopefully he does, but I don't know. Who cares?
You know what SteveO's favorite thing is, by the way, when we go to these, is that when we sit somewhere and people come up and say hi to him, and then he like introduces me and they're like, oh, yeah, hey, nice to, and then they know SteveO and they don't know me, like they just know him and they've never seen anything. That's his favorite thing.
Why is that my favorite thing?
He loves it.
Why?
Because remember, last time we were doing that, every time somebody would come up like, oh, what's up? You would instantly introduce the other person. So I'd be like, oh, hey, have you met SteveO? And they'd be like, hey, what's up? And you'd be like, hey. And then somebody come up to you and say, what's up, SteveO? Like, oh, dude, your videos are awesome. You're like, oh, Jersey? And they'd be like, oh, hey. So like the whole thing we did the whole time was great.
I can't wait. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to go. It'll be really good.
It seems like it's going to be huge this year. Like you said, though, there's so many people talking about going. And Nashville, that whole venue is ridiculously awesome. Just to go for that, like Nashville's super awesome.
I'm looking forward to it. We only have one more show before that. And I think we'll have a show the Monday after it or something like that. But yeah, it'll be good. It'll be really fun.
Are we going to do a show at the huge convention? We ever have enough time to even do that? Probably not, huh?
I don't think we will. The only day that we could do it is that Wednesday. Maybe we'll do a live or something on here, something like that, and we'll check it out. We'll check out the trade show. We'll do that. We'll have
You
a
know what we could
live that Wednesday because we'll definitely have time after we get our booth set up and everything. We'll do it live.
We could do a live TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, you know how you could do then it could be like 2 minutes and you don't have to do the whole setup like we do for this.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. So we'll do that. If you guys are not there yet or not going to be able to go and want to, see what it's all about, I think that would be cool. And we'll take pictures and stuff throughout the whole time, have little videos here and there. So it'll be really, really cool. There's a lot of pressure washing stuff there too. I think that will be the general amount of it just because it is a bigger industry, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
You know who else is going? Have you heard of this guy named Name Brand? He's going to be there.
Yes, he will be there. He will be there. Double mask, he said last time.
Double mask. Big respirator.
Well, there was kind of from last year a little outbreak, I think.
Yeah.
Who cares? This year. Let's see here, Zach. Using distilled water, something that would be beneficial in helping to reduce detailing, streaking, water stains, etc. No, doesn't matter. You could use hard water. You're squeegeeing off the water, so it doesn't matter, and that's not going to improve anything as far as detailing. The only thing that, I believe I'm correct in saying this by the science of it. If you do have a less hard water, you could be using less soap to make it soapier. There's something to that. There is something.
Yes, there's less things in the water for it to bond to, but we're talking about there's a difference between real life and on paper. When you're talking about all the effort you have to go through to get DI water in a bucket, as soon as you put the scrubber in, it's not, you just added dirt to it. It's not DI water anymore.
And a lot of people here are talking about Vegas. The huge convention.
IWCA,
right? You're going to go to that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
IWCA Vegas. I like Vegas. I think it's fun. I'm too old to be entertained by Vegas though, but Vegas is fun to go. I just feel so tired after one day. There's just so much going on that my ADD is
I haven't been to Vegas since I was 21. It's been a long time. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
That was 3 years ago.
3 years. Yeah, exactly. 3 years. It's not been that bad, but it's just so expensive. It's so stupidly expensive to go there, have a drink, to stay there. It's not as bad anymore.
You can't just go to anywhere else you could find a place, but you go to Vegas, it is instantly known you're going to Vegas for Vegas. So it's $4.99 a night for a hotel room at Circus or something.
Just Jacob, you use distilled water and alcohol with your My Speed Clean Kit. How do you like that? I had somebody say that it was making a lot of streaks the other day.
Yeah, that's a little bit different though, because he's not adding any dirt. He's spraying on the solution onto the glass. So he's not actually dirtying it. So that's right. He could get away with that. But at that point, you still have a towel. I'm still a spray foam guy. If I'm using the Speed Clean kit, spray foam.
I've never used one of those kits because I'm just I don't know. I don't like the idea of it. I think that everything.
Here's what works. So when you're doing the second floor window in a commercial building and you just touch it and you can smear clean in it, it's just a haze. That's all you're doing is you're just buffing the haze out. So in super elevated windows or car dealerships, it works awesome because you're never dripping on these a-hole dealers they're salesmen who never move anything or even stop talking to somebody because they're dude, you're in my way. And I get it.
Oh man,
but you're still right above them.
I remember a job 12 years ago where I was doing it inside of a dealership and I never even heard of these things at all. And I literally duct taped my ledger onto my pole and then duct taped my T-bar on another pole. And then because there was a light that I was going over, pulling over the light. And then there was Corvettes and Vipers and it was just a luxury exotic car dealership.
Yeah.
And they didn't say anything. I think they were just waiting for me to mess up,
Right.
It was but you look back and you're what was I thinking?
They're probably all right, when I get the first one that he damages when you have to buy a Lexus because you put a squeegee through the windshield.
Oh, real quickly, Craig, I do agree with you that when using DI water or pure water, that there is a difference between how I would have to say there's a weird difference about it. I would have to say that. I don't know why, but I have had it. I've had it.
Yeah.
Yay. So I agree with you there. But you can use any water to squeegee off water on a window. So
it sounds kind of like more like a 2-clip thing would say, but
oh man, Jaron thinks I'm 50 years old. Son of a gun.
dude, you don't look a day over 49.
Dang it. Do I really?
No, it's just you started today by saying, "Oh man, I look so old."
Yeah,
so it's great that he said that.
It's great.
He gave you your complex for the day.
How old do you guys think I am if you don't know how old I am? Just for fun. Just for fun.
I would like everybody to put down their age that they think is, just all numbers, boom, 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 and see who's got it. I want to see if they're like all close or they're all like, here's your real age, and they're all like over here, over here. Like,
see, yeah, man. See, people are saying I look pretty beat, bro. Oh man.
32 and then 45. Boom. Yeah, that's all over the place.
That's a span. Wait, we should have asked for this.
This is great. This is great. Look at it. It's all over the place.
No. Oh, Julian, you're so nice. Ed, you're a good person.
Eddie, yes, we know he's messing, but 48 plus. And then like the guy before said 34, I am danger.
Dang it. Oh, so 56. Good. Now we've really just, Jack, you're just going up and up and up.
Oh, Jack. I think I talked to Jack today, by the way.
Now Jacob thinks I'm 63. I'm going to retire. That's it.
That's Jacob, though.
I'm 35. 35. I do look a little weathered from the sun because I was really bad about wearing sunscreen. So I will say that. I've got some crow's feet going on.
Dude, you can't see because of my lights, but man, look at this. Look at this forehead. Woo.
Ooh, man. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, how old are you, Jersey?
How old do people think I am? No, I don't want to play that game. No.
I bet you that
I'm 40.
40?
40 or 41. 41. I'm 41.
It's okay, you don't know. That's all right. That's okay.
My family went on a trip for my birthday. I didn't go.
Are you serious?
They literally went to Myrtle Beach over my birthday, and I just stayed home.
Oh, man. Were you supposed to go and you just couldn't go?
I had to work.
Oh, man. Dumb. That sucks, man. That stinks. That's a hard one to stay home with. Real quickly, I wanted to get to Julian's question about, so I've adopted putting less soap in my bucket because I was told it streaks less. The less soap you have, is this true? Also, others in my company do not believe me, LOL. Now, if you can make it work with like a little bit of soap, I do think that's almost the best way to do it. And if you're able to like have that light of like a fill in the glass with your squeegee, because there is a lot of stuff on YouTube about people talking about like putting soap to wash your sleeves and using that as like your number one technique and getting the window so soapy. I'll get my windows super soapy sometimes, but it's usually due to like extra scrubbing with like a walnut pad or a bronze pad, or I need it. But it is perfectly fine to work with a very mildly soapy solution. And I would have to say that when I usually use that, I will see less streaks because there's less soap residue. The less soap residue you can have is better. When you look at a product like Glass Clean 4, there's no suds. And that's actually better for the pores in the glass. It doesn't clog the pores in the glass. But when you start getting that detailed, it really, I don't think those things really matter that much. But when you clean a house with like Glass Clean 4, you will notice a bigger pop than you'll notice with cleaning like anything else. That's what I've seen. But I don't use Glass Clean 4 because it's so hard to work with that I added in a little bit of Dawn because I find it breaks down minerals quicker.
I use a grossly small amount of soap. Like I will put like a quarter size in my hand of like Dawn, and that'll be in a 3 gallons of water. Wow. Like nothing. My operations guy would literally, because we get Dawn from Sam's Club at the pump, and he would do like 10 pumps. He'd be like, and it would just be like foaming. He'd be digging foam suds out, throwing them on the sewer. Like, yeah, it was a closed sewer inside the building, not like, before people tell me I'm killing fish.
Now, see, Craig says, Techno Pad with Maker Pad. I know you love that setup. Soap in the pan, or do you put soap in the bucket? Perfectly fine. I just think sometimes that people put like so much soap that if you've ever used a really soapy solution on the type of glass that has that very like mirrored effect on the outside of, you will see any mistake, and do that with like a heavy soap solution. And I think you'll see streaks. That's what I think.
You know what it is? When people, the only time you see somebody cleaning windows is on videos. You're not watching people in real life, and everybody in videos uses way more soap than they should. And it's because you can see it then. If I like washed a window real quick and it was just water, it wouldn't look very impressive because you couldn't see what I was doing. So then everybody all of a sudden goes, well, look at how much soap these guys are using, and then they watch guys that like go back over it with walnut pads or bronze wool or whatever they got. And all of a sudden it's super frothy. They're like, oh man, that's what I'm doing wrong. I don't have enough soap.
Yeah, exactly. That's what people always say to me. What are you putting on the glass that's making the glass extra soapy? And it's like, well, it's just a walnut pad just because it's agitating everything. But like I have found, I had a day one time, I remember many, many years ago, where Jim in the morning, every once in a while, would make our buckets up for us if he came to pick us up in the morning. We're leaving like super early. So I thought that he like never put soap in my bucket, but that one morning he put soap in my bucket. So I go to put my normal, and I do a very fast like 6 count with the soap like this. And I did that plus that, and man, the whole day it was just so much just suds on every frame to clean off, and like
it's bleed back with a surfactant in your water, you get bleed back. So less soap, you detail way less. If you have more soap, the bubbles actually form and push everything off of the edges back on the glass.
But then there's like the perfect level where you have enough suds where you have pure control of your solution. And that's what some people like, where some can work with the sloppier solution. It really comes down to like personal preference. I always call the honeycomb with like the soap is the perfect. It just doesn't always happen all the time. Or it happens on certain glass and doesn't happen on other glass. And some windows can take soap differently than other windows. So you could soap one window at one job and feel like you have no soap, go to the next job, and then boom, that type of glass takes a soap differently. Like tint compared to no tint can be a difference in how that soap takes to the glass.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all personal preference too. It's what people like, what they do, what they clean. There's some guys that push so hard their rubber's like bent up. Like some guys, I mean, some people think they have to push harder on rubber, when the lighter you push, the better it is, because you actually get the corner of the rubber, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Some rate their squeegee rubbers off of like just how long they don't bleed for. They could care less if it catches on the glass. They could care less if it drags on the glass. Just how long does it not bleed for? Where I'm the type of person, it just has to be a free-flowing squeegee. And the second that it's not, I'm like done with that for the day, So yeah, personal preference.
Royal Payne just asked a weird question. He said, who uses pure water, not DI? So DI creates pure water. It's like soft and hard. All pure water is soft, but not all soft water is pure. That makes sense. Same thing. Like you can't have like people like, oh, do you use deionized water or pure water?
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just how it got pure.
Yep. That's it.
There's a business question.
Yep. Good one for you. All right. I'm going to read it to you. Streakless Windows Services asks, advertising question. What do you guys do? Question. I've had most success on Facebook ads. What's the most lucrative for you from experience?
Man, well, it all comes down to if you're good on ads. If you run and split, you can make $1 billion on Facebook. I know people always hate on Facebook because it can be expensive and if it's done wrong. But I know guys that are killing it on Facebook, killing it. I got a guy that I talked to that is telling me numbers that would literally blow your mind up. He's like so good. He's got it so dialed in that I know a lot of people can really do good. It doesn't mean that everybody can catch fire like that, but Facebook's really good. The things you should never, ever, ever, ever do is radio, billboards, and newspaper.
All bad?
All bad. No one ever in the history of ever has gotten a billboard to work. You know what billboards work really well for is like a cheeseburger. Like when you see a picture of a cheeseburger, you know to turn. But no one's going to be like, oh, window cleaner, what's their nut? As you're driving by. Like no one's getting your number, reading his stuff.
Or for a rest stop.
Or rest stop. Yeah. Or golf card. No one's playing golf. If they're having a good round of golf, they're not looking at the ads. If they're having a bad round of golf, they're going to hate everything and be angry. Like you're not making money on golf cards. Craig said it.
Let's see here. And then does he make professional ads for Facebook? Does this guy?
He does not. I do know people who do make that Monk SEO. They run Ryan Johnson, I think. And he does awesome stuff too. He's doing really cool stuff with Facebook ads. But again, then that's a whole paid Facebook ad thing. Obviously, if you got somebody good like that, I'm a huge proponent of hiring people who are good at things that I'm not good at, though. And I know there's some people out there who are like, I do everything. I built my website. Did my SEO. And it's like, you're just settling for being mediocre at everything. Why not pay somebody a little bit of money to be the best at the things that you're not the best at?
I have a bunch of neighbors like that. A bunch of neighbors who everything. I'm going to put my own sprinkler system in. I'm going to build my own patio. You know, the only person out of the 6 homes that are like around me who has a patio and a backyard done is me, because I just paid someone else to do it because I knew that I wasn't good at it, and I just wanted somebody who was good to do it.
And it was done right.
It was done right, and I don't have to have it done again. And it's 4 years later, and they're redoing their landscaping every single year because it's messed up.
Yeah.
Simple thought about it, but that's the truth is that like I never wanted to make my own website. I just hired someone to do it, and boom, it was done in 2 weeks. Never had to think about it.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't agree with that, think about the window cleaning industry. We literally do a job that anybody with one hand can do, but yet we do it better, and it's always faster. We can get a job done in an hour that it takes somebody a weekend. It's the same thing with everything else that people, I do my own taxes. Dude, if you make $75 an hour, how long did it take you to crappily do your taxes and not get the refunds you're supposed to get anyway? It took you like 10 hours.
Yeah. Hire a CPA. Have a tax person. Do it. It'll help you. Alrighty, man. It's 7. That's it.
I'm impressed that you talked to business this episode.
Oh yeah?
It was there, but you did.
Yeah. Yep.
You got really angry after talking business and shut the show down, but you did.
Yeah. That's it. That's done. Good night. Next episode, we are going to give away a trad poll. You didn't know about this, but we're just going to do it. So next episode, what I will have is at the top of the show, I'm going to put a link. So you better be here at the start of the show. I'm going to put a link to what I've always done through Gleam. You'll enter through that link. After the show, I'll put it down in the comments as well. You'll enter through that link, and then that will be the giveaway. We'll announce it. We will announce the giveaway winner on our TikTok live at the huge convention. We just threw that all together at once, but that's going to be the way to do it. So you'll find out then, no matter what, though, we'll hit you up privately if you miss it. So we won't go say, oh, hey, you didn't contact me in 2 minutes, and it goes to somebody else. So we'll have that next episode. And Josh, do you have anything to plug?
I do.
Oh, okay. Crinkly Magazine.
America Window Cleaner Magazine, because why not? Everybody sees the stickers behind me. You guys know I'm a sales rep, so I don't have to talk about that. But if you haven't yet gotten your subscription, which I know a lot of you have, but there are a lot of you who have not, go to awcmag.com/sub. Get your subscription. I will see your name come across, and it's like a virtual high five, and I will tell SteveO that you liked his video.
Awesome. Alrighty, y'all. And Craig asked, stickers at the huge convention? Yes. There'll be stickers at the huge convention. There'll be a lot of free stuff you can just grab from people's tables and just run. Alrighty. Well, we will see you guys in 2 weeks for episode 15.
Sweet. Have a great one.
Bye.